Early dust is Nem's birthday, and I still don't have an egg. Not allowed to work triple shift. That's fine. You like flowers, so hope you'll find it useful. Yep. Oh, she wants to talk more. You find Tang puzzling over a large holoscreen, making notes on her hollow-eye and frowning over them. As you approach, she gestures to wipe the holoscreen clean and start again. She sighs, taking a break to rub her temples. Okay, Tang, come on, think. You come up beside her and she startles. Oh, Selene, hello. She says, I'm in the middle of running simulations on genetic diversity over the next few generations. You're welcome to see. It will affect all of us, most likely. Tang pulls up the genogram simulation, a family tree encompassing all the people in the colony, their familial relationships, and genetic conditions. She scrutinizes it with a frown. We have an unusually high amount of hereditary heart disease, no matter how you slice it, she mutters. Luck of the draw. We've lost quite a bit more genetic diversity than the original geneticists of the Retumna project anticipated, and that's not even counting those unwilling or unable to reproduce. She crosses her arms. It's possible to steer the ship out of it, so to speak, but it will take some purposeful breeding choices, at least for 5 or 6 generations. May I verify your data, or what the heck are you talking about? May I verify your data? Tang gives you a curt smile and angles the holoscreen towards you. It sounds crude, she admits, but the colony will need to accept a certain level of oversight in this matter if we intend to survive, genetically speaking. Artificial insemination of material from Earth donors is even in love matches, for example. You stare at the genogram until your eyes cross and shake your head. Tang laughs. It's terrifyingly complex, isn't it? She says. Imagine this process happens all the time naturally. Why, any sweating beast can squirt a child into the dirt. It's all just proteins and luck, but the end result is this. She waves her hand at the massive chart. It's beautiful in a way. On a long enough timescale, we can predict the genetic drift of a species. In the face of that, what do family bonds matter? Tang laughs bitterly. It's not as if sharing genes with someone guarantees you'll be a strong family unit. Does anyone really like their parents? I do, and not really, or that sounds a little eugenics-y. I mean, it does, and that is the one that takes reasoning, but she might not like that. That sounds a little eugenics-y. We'll use it. Tang looks affronted. You... What? She sputters. Selene. Surely there's a middle ground between eugenics and someone dying of a preventable genetic disease, especially in these first critical generations. Cool motive, still eugenics. Or I guess. That one's funny. But she'll definitely hate it, so I guess... Tang rolls her eyes. You don't have to guess. I know. That's literally what I'm here for. As for my own family, Tang continues, I feel no allegiance to any of them based on blood. If I had no family at all, that would be acceptable. What about Dis, or don't you miss your mother? I think she's told us a bit about her mother. Unless I'm remembering other playthroughs. And we know she cares about Dis, but often acts like she doesn't. Maybe at this point she's reached a point where she doesn't, but that seems unlikely. What about Dis? Ugh, Tang says, I'm ashamed we're even related. Literally all he does is go on expeditions and talk to trees. Who even knows where he is right now? Don't you miss your mother? You mean the depressed drunk who died when I was a kid? Tang retorts. No, not at all. If it wasn't for Chief Steward Anne, I probably wouldn't even still be alive. Do you want kids someday? Tang looks thoughtfully at the genogram. Truthfully, I'm not entirely certain I can bear children. There must be limits to my gene-engineered body. I certainly didn't experience puberty to the extent that Mars did, for example. Besides, Tang continues, children would only distract me from my work. The chief engineer never had children, after all. I think that's admirable. Tang's gaze flicks over to where Chief Engineer Instance is talking to one of the other lab assistants. In some ways, I'm the child she never had, and she is the mother I wished I did have, she says quietly. We became close when we started my gender affirmation process, she continues. It was so obvious then that we were kindred spirits. As I would come in for checkups and observations, we'd talk about the science behind the process. Of course, I showed an interest in it, and Instance fostered that in me. She supported me. Tang looks down at the ground, unlike my own mother, who by that point had ceased to find joy in almost anything. What would I be without Instance, Tang says. The only thing I have in life are what she gave me. Not just this body, but my passion, my hard work, my achievements. Without her, I would have nothing. I owe her everything. You're more than what she made you be, or she sounds really important to you. I think this is a good sentiment to say, but I don't think Tang would necessarily appreciate it as much. Just, she sounds really important to you. Tang smiles. She is, she replies, more than anyone. Now, if you excuse me, she says, turning back to the genotype before her, I have our legacy to plan. That one line. Cool motive, still eugenics. Yep, we read that one before. Hey, base. Oh, look, it's Rex's little friend. Yep. I don't want to keep using these strange devices. We're down to a few enough number of them and no way to get more. That I'm gonna save them for birthdays. Yeah, we're in early dust. Yep. Although it would be nice to get Vase's friendship up. I could just buy a bunch of cakes with my kudos. You like crystal clusters? Hey, and you want to talk more? Nice. Nomi's in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushy creature, and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. Find anything good? Are you okay? You okay? No, Nomi pouts. I've been betrayed. I finished all of Maidstalker Ares, and it ended on a cliffhanger. They tip over onto their side, clutching their plushie to their chest in anguish. I didn't know that the stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished airing, Nomi whines. You have every episode except for the two-parter season finale. They bury their face against the plushie. Now we'll never know how it ends, they sniffle. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch. This isn't about the show, is it? Or maybe we can make up our own new ending. Sounds rough, buddy, or they're just hollow shows? This isn't about the show, is it? Nomi wipes their eyes and heaves a big sigh. Yeah, they say, not meaning your eye. I guess that's kind of true. It just reminds me that, they pick at a thread on their plushie. You know, they continue quietly, that, everything ends, and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, galactic, I'm never gonna run out of things to watch. It felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. A new planet, new people, a new life. Nomi digs their fingers into their plushie. Now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone is always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everything have to be so grim all the time? They wipe their eyes again angrily. And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair. Sometimes the truth is hard to accept, or I get that. It's hard. I get that. It's hard. Nomi nods, their chin wobbling as they try to keep it together. Yeah, they say, tipping their head up to the ceiling and trying to put on a brave smile. Thanks for getting it, Selene. Alright, who else is around? Rex. Yep, he's out catcalling. Let's give him hugs again. Ah yeah, Rex exclaims, wrapping you in a strong bear hug. He even lifts you off the ground a little. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. Ooh, and he wants to talk. You follow the sound of laughter and find Nomi and Rex playing catch. Or maybe the word for the game they're playing is more like fetch. Nomi throws the ball as far as they can, and Rex tears after it, climbing and leaping over anything in his way like it's not even there. Rex hands the ball back to Nomi, and Nomi winds up to throw it again, but at the last second, they palm the ball and hide it under their arm. Rex barrels off away from Nomi with his ground-eating stride, and gets pretty far away before he stops and looks around confused. He looks back at Nomi, who waggles the ball at him, bursts out laughing. It's fun to do with dogs, and obviously he's a dog kid, so makes sense, but it's fun. Nomi, he shouts, running back to them. He picks them up and hauls them over his shoulder, and Nomi shrieks with delight as Rex spins them around. Two Helo kids in their crisp uniforms pass by, glaring archly at Nomi and Rex. Rex sets Nomi down and then spots you over Nomi's shoulder. Well, hey, it's Selene, he says, and Nomi turns around and gives you a stunningly bright smile. Rex slings his arm over Nomi, and Nomi lays their head on his shoulder. They're both breathless and beaming with happiness. Did I miss something? Are you two dating? Or what's the deal with your Helio friends? Did I miss something? Are you two dating? Rex and Nomi look at each other and make twin sounds of disgust. What? No, not at all, Rex exclaims. Nomi's practically my sibling. He tightens his grip around Nomi's shoulders. I mean, I love them, I really do, but not like that. Nomi sticks their tongue out. I don't like anyone like that, they add, but I love Rex too. He's my best friend. Ah, buddy. Rex coos and wraps his whole body around Nomi's smaller one. He kisses them noisily on the cheek, snuffling into their hair, while Nomi shrieks with laughter again. We were always the odd ones out on the heliopods, Rex says. People thought we were weird, you know? You probably don't see it because everyone is so awesome here, but compared to the rest of those smug, boring jerks, we really stuck out. But I'd rather be different than be like them. He looks down at Nomi, who beams up at him, and I got to be different with my best friend, which was awesome. We just hung out together and had our own fun while everyone else trained to be proper little soldiers, right, Nomi? Nomi frowns, like Vase and all of his cronies, they say, quietly. It wasn't all fun and games. Rex shushes Nomi and strokes his hand through their hair. I know, he says, but that's in the past. We don't have to grow up to be soldiers. We're here now, and there's so many more people to be friends with. He shoots you a smile, like Selene. Yeah, I'm your friend. You still have to follow colony rules, or maybe more than friends? To flirt with Nomi. I thought this was the Rex event, unless I'm misremembering. I was thinking about trying to romance Nomi, because I haven't seen much of Nomi's storyline, so maybe I could start that. Maybe more than friends? Oh, -2 with Nomi, +2 with Rex. Nomi grimaces and makes a yuck noise into Rex's shoulder, but Rex's smile gets even bigger. Well, I wouldn't say no. Alright, fair. Maybe romancing Nomi's not a thing. Complaining about your nails. I think we've already gone out here. We have not, clearly. Hey, Dis. Yeah. We've definitely read that before. Oh, yeah. Does this interest you? Nope, it's just the devices, and I don't want to give that up. But I didn't check these people for presents. So there's a log for you. Yep. Helping out with his bar. I think it takes a lot of logs to really get going on his bar, which is difficult. Crystal cluster, because I have more of those than flowers. Okay, who else? Cal. You spot your mom conferring with Cal and pointing out various places to deliver supplies to prepare for planting. Cal's listening intently, almost worshipfully, as she explains the crop rotations for the next 5 years and how it'll affect soil nutrition and yield. Your mom catches your eyes and nods, and Cal turns to see you. Hey, Selene, he calls out, what's up? Do you need me? Here's a bobber fruit for you. Food! Yep. You catch your dad taking a break in the shade of the geoponics domes. Oh, hey, he says, waving lazily. Taking breaks is important. Don't forget to take care of yourself, okay? And our mom. Your dad used to joke that your mom got her prosthetic legs so she could run faster than everyone else before you had gene tech. You don't think that's true. You guess she lost it in some kind of fight, but she barely ever talks about it, except for days like today, when she's stumbling around like one leg is shorter than the other. Stupid thing, she grumbles. When am I going to have time to get this darn thing fitted right? Alright. I think that's everyone. So I now want to check out this new robotics option. Where we can repair robots. What does that give us? Engineering, which we don't need. And creativity. Friendship with Nomi, kudos, and stress. Okay. I still think this is leading to events. So there's a set of events that can trigger, but it'll only fire if Professor Hal has died. And it opens up new options, particularly on new playthroughs. So I want to get that event, because if I don't get it now, then I'll have to get it in a different life where Hal has died. And since you can easily save him on future playthroughs, I'd rather get it this playthrough. But it does sort of pain me that the skills I'm mainly getting are sort of wastes. And so to some extent it feels like a waste of time. But, oh well. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. There wasn't enough room on the Strato for a proper lab, so for most of your life you've been warned that the bots the colony relies on, like the watering bots and the hoverlifts, will eventually all break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you should be able to keep those bots active for a lot longer. Plus, there's all sorts of unused bots in here. You look around and wonder at the wide array of chassis and shells. Maybe one day you'll even be able to create new robots of your own. You can't wait to show off what you can do. Congruence is so relieved to have an assistant. Since Hal died, well, Dr. Instance is too busy to help, she says, as you're setting up. Tangent sometimes lends a hand, literally, but she seems to be more interested in her own projects. Chief Engineer seems to think they're a lost cause, that we should just recycle them, Congruence opines. Hal would never have thought they were trash. So what are you excited to work on, Selene? I just like to fix things, programming is super cool, or I want to build something massive. I don't know. I like to fix things. Oh, that's good, Congruence tells you. Without Hal here, the broken bots are really piling up. Congruence goes quiet, then adds, go ahead and look around. If you have any questions, let me know. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. Alright, so we've got a 4 locked in, and +1 to blue cards. We can toss in a couple more 4s. Or we can do something like that. Probably the 2 will be better than a 4. No? 40 is better. Yeah. I assume the pair would be better, but clearly I don't know. Alright, autoplay fairy. Let's see, what did you change? Well, let's see if that's the new best. It is! So that managed to bump it up from a 40 that I had to 42, which was the best score. Nice. Engineering doesn't matter, but the 2 creativity's nice. It's Vertumnalia! Everyone's in high spirits as you decorate the colony square. The great tables are piled high with food, groaning under the weight of heaps of roasted and steamed vegetables, barbecued meats, stews and carafes of mulled cider, and cakes dripping with frosting and sugarbug syrup. You gather in the colony square for the usual speeches. Lum takes the stage to fanfare and applause. Hello, people of Vertumna, he exclaims over the din. Happy Vertumnalia. He takes a big theatrical breath. Do you smell that? That's the smell of victory. We humans have secured our hold on this planet, and now it's time to celebrate. Lum gestures to the sagging feast tables. Eat, drink, and be merry. The crowd cheers again. After the council members each give their annual reports, everyone starts clearing the square to set up for the Vertumnalia games. You feel the pulse of a new holo message in your palm and open it up to read. Happy Vertumnalia. There's a present for you on the table. XOXO, your secret admirer. You rush over to the feast table and spot a wrapped present in amongst the roasted vegetables. Wow, you have a secret admirer? You unwrap the present. It's a data band. You snap it on your wrist and boot it up on your holopalm. It's full of all of your favorite songs, videos, shows, and games, a collection curated by someone who must really know you. Now you'll always have your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all of your favorite episodes of The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. Nice. You search the holopalm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You'll have to ask around, but later. The games are about to begin. You assemble with the other kids for the annual games. What do you choose this year? Trivia or bake-off? I don't like the Xeno wrangling. We've been playing a very, as best we can, Xeno-friendly, Vertumna-friendly, positive character. And Xeno wrangling is, as it implies, of Xeno wrangling. Like, bull wrestling type of thing, which I get isn't necessarily focused on hurting the animal, but it feels like a bit much. So, probably trivia. So, yeah, our reasoning isn't actually maxed. So yeah, we'll go with trivia to try and build that up a bit more. We're not going to have any pop culture questions this year, right? Tangent sulks, her voice dripping with disdain. I just don't see the point. Why aren't we celebrating real intelligence? Luckily, Nomi doesn't overhear this, or if they do, they don't care. They're just happy to be here. Trivia time. Alright. So, +1 to blue cards, and first collectible use is free. So that's going to be a 7, which is cool. I don't know. Can't really get... Well, no, we can go like 2, 3, 4. Okay, and save some of our higher values for later rounds, maybe. So now we can do like 7, 6... Nope, come back. 5, 4. That's pretty good. There we go. 9. I don't know. 5, 4, 3. Oh. As usual, you're not actually a 4. You are going to be a 8. So we do 9, 8. I don't have a 7. I don't know. I'm trying. Because I could put that as a 7 because its value is wild, but then I still don't have a 6. So we assume I'm not going to get a run. Or straight? Straight. That's what they call it. I could just toss in a couple of blues to keep the flush going. Yeah. Not bad, it wins. We'll see if the autoplay fairy has better ideas. And it definitely does. Why do you prefer that? Oh, because the wild means that it counts as a 3 and counts as the 7 for... and an 8. So I get a 2 of a kind, a straight bonus, and another 3 of a kind bonus. I see. Yeah, I'll take that win. Could have gotten 5 more points in there. Oh well. All those hours spent watching holovids really paid off. You nail the pop culture questions and about half of the science and humanities ones as well. Nomi and Tangent are too specialized to be you, Trivia Star. Gained popular and more friendship with Tangent and Nomi. After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you could eat in 3 sittings. When all the food is gone and the sunset has broken the heat of the day, people break out their instruments. Everyone dances well into the night. And nice, we are... that dealt with all of our stress. On to Mid-Dust. Mid-Dust is Nomi's birthday, so we'll have to give her a gift. Tangent is hard at work in the lab, entering calculations into her holopalm and frowning over a set of samples. She barely notices you enter. Hello, Selene, she says distractedly, before going back to her work. Someone gave you a databand. It might have been her. Tangent. Oh, so that's what these talking things are, is finding out who our secret admirer is. Are you my secret admirer? Hang looks up from her holopalm, a cross look on her face. You're what? Stars, Selene. Do I look like I have time for childish games? Guess not. Hey, Nem. You catch Nem between drills, leaning on their elbow against the garrison fence. She takes a swig of her canteen and pours it over herself to cool down. Hey, Selene, she says, shaking at her hair. What's going on? Someone gave you the databand. It might have been Nem. Are you my secret admirer? Nem giggles nervously. Gross, she says. Not a chance, Selene. Brutal. I think we can still talk to people afterwards and get normal conversations. Nem lifts the bottom edge of her shirt to wipe her face. I've been training in this heat for 6 years, she says, smiling mischievously. I've got the home advantage. Let's talk to Tang. Tang is sulking outside the lab. Complaining she can't work a triple shift. Yep, we've definitely read that. Nomi is using virtual space helmet, flailing their arms around to play a hologame that only they can see. Unable to sense your approach, they crash right into you. Whap! Oof, they say, lifting the helmet off their head. So sorry, Selene. I didn't see you there. Someone gave you the data man. Might have been Nomi. Are you my secret admirer? Nomi's eyes go wide. You got a secret admirer, they gasp? That's so romantic. I wonder who it is. Either Nomi's a better liar than you give them credit for, or you're on the wrong track. Alright, normal conversation. You guys don't have to worry with us around, Nomi says proudly. It's super great that we showed up when we did, right? Now the colony can protect itself, and the people on the Helio who didn't want to be soldiers. Nomi gestures at themselves. Well, we don't have to be. Sure, have a crystal cluster. Right, it's your birthday. Oh, Nomi exclaims, making grabby hands at the pretty crystal. Happy birthday to me! I can't believe you remembered. Thank you. Alright, who else is around? Rex. Rex is lounging in a hammock he set up between two mushwood poles. He looks like he's snoozing, but his ears twitch and he opens one eye as you approach. Can't sneak up on me, Selene, he groans, stretching. People have tried. Someone gave you the data man. It might have been Rex. Are you my secret admirer? Rex smiles warmly. Of course I am, he says. Though I guess it's not so secret now. So we could flirt with Rex. Do I want to cut off Rex as a possibility? Because I think that's what this does. Sure, I don't think this starts a relationship per se, unless it does. I don't know. Sure, I like you too. Rex perks up. Oh yeah, he says, that's cool. Going for a smooch or let the moment pass? Let the moment pass. I'll kind of leave it up to chat to decide. Last session, they were wanting me to push towards Nem, which I think will be difficult because she's pretty stuck on base at the moment. You both laugh at the awkward silence, and Rex gives you a hug. I'm not looking for anything serious right now, he admits. I just want you to know how much I like you. You're cool, Selene. Rex looks around the colony, scratching idly behind his ear. When he sees you, he smiles so wide his tongue lolls out of his mouth. Hey, Selene, what you got going on? I assumed it would be Rex because we flirted with him when I was trying to flirt with Nomi. And the Nomi one failed, but the Rex one technically succeeded, so I was guessing the game would have taken that as him being my secret admirer. Marja's sitting in a lounge chair, sipping a cold drink and watching people walk by. This is my favorite season, she says. Everyone wears as little clothing as possible. Mars alike. She gives you a conspiratorial wink and waggles her eyebrows. Alright, let's keep looking around. Cal. You spot your mom conferring with Cal. Yep. Teaching him about crop rotation. Yeah. We've read that one before. Selene, it's good you're here, your mom calls out. I could use your help getting these crops harvested before the rainy season. There's a lot of work to do if you've got the time. And our dad. Your mom already said no, I agree with her, your dad says without looking up from his work. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. I'm not trying to pit the parents against each other. Hey, Dis scuffs his boot in the dirt. It sucks here, he mutters. There's so much noise, too many people. There's nowhere you can just be alone. I wish I could just live in the forest. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing I can give you. Because I'm saving up for birthdays. So I think that's everything. So I could keep doing robotics, which is kind of where I'm leaning. Or I could do exploration of some of the other areas, so I can get more collectibles. Which would also be good. So I think that one is officially done. No new boss level is spawned. Yeah. New boss event is spawned. Again? Seriously? Wow. I don't know. We got the event that I was hoping for, so probably leave off on that until more events and collectibles have reformed. Foraging the valley can get us eggs, which Nem needs. Surveying the plains would get us the more of the crystals, and I think more of the herbal roots. Let's see, animals would be good. Perception we don't need. Valley gives perception and biology, which we don't need either of those, right? Yeah. Exploring nearby, bravery and perception. We could use bravery. Kind of am leaning towards surveying the plains. But again, sort of skipping most of the events. Yeah. We'll survey the plains, skip most of the events, check out the boss event and any others that stand out as unique, like this one with Nomi. When you report for duty, Nomi is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. They smile widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other already, Utopia says, looking to you then Nomi. That'll make this easier. Selene, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out there. Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you to the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into a nest of snap bladders, okay? Yay hooray, or hooray I guess. No, yay hooray. Nomi cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nomi and some other new Helio surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little ways from the group. You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing into a nest of Hopeye eggs. They're just about to crash into the delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scuffs them by the back of the collar. Nomi, pay attention. Nomi giggles like they don't even realize the danger of being stampeded by the upset Hopeyes beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things can get tramply. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What is the cocoon made out of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out here, you two, she says, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. Alright, let's pick up collectibles. I'm really trying to boost the friendships. And giving gifts is by far the easiest way. Even though it only gives like a +2 bonus, it still feels important to overall building up our relationships. So, hey, it's Sim, and he wants to talk. You're enjoying a relatively uneventful second son of taking readings from for one of Utopia's geological surveys when your world shifts on an unnatural axis as Sim comes crashing seemingly out of thin air, grappling with a skyfish almost as big as he is. Look out, he calls to you, though it's far too late for that. The ground rushes up to meet you, and it's all you can do to close your eyes and protect your head. To make matters worse, in the ensuing tussle, they completely crush the delicate scanning equipment you'd just finished setting up. Utopia is going to be so upset. Ouch, what the heck was that? Or, oh no. What the heck was that? You yell at Sim, who just shrugs helplessly while he holds the skyfish at bay. It's a whole darn mess. What's he doing bare-knuckle boxing with a skyfish? Honestly. The skyfish flops around pitifully, then springs back into the skies and flies away, trilling in distress. It didn't even look dangerous, really. Selene, Sim croaks, and you turn your attention to him. Blood is pouring from a wound on his chest, where one of the skyfish's spines must have pierced his otherwise perfect skin. It's the kind of thing that will definitely leave a scar, or worse. Pulling the wound closed, Sim smiles sheepishly. I guess my future sight isn't always 20/20. Are you gonna be okay? You can see the future? Yeah, you can say that again. I mean, the are you going to be okay is definitely the more important question, but our character who has been seeing the future, or at least alternate possibilities, probably would also very strongly latch on to hearing that someone else has future sight. So I don't know. I'm gonna ask if he's gonna be okay. I feel like that's the more appropriate thing to ask, even though I really do want to know about his future sight. He waves dismissively with the hand that's not holding his ding-dang chest together. "'Tis but a flesh wound," he says, and then smiles. "Did I say it right? It's from one of your Earth movies. I quite liked it." He coughs. He and I are similarly difficult to kill completely. He grins. "You think it's a coincidence that I'm always there at exactly the right time to save you? At night, when I'm asleep," he corrects himself, "I sometimes see visions of things that are going to happen, or at least that could happen. My dreams aren't always true," Sim says, wincing as he applies pressure to the wound. "The paths branch and converge. Time is more like a web than a line, I think." He smiles weakly. "But always in the center, there's you." "Probably because I'm the chosen one? You're at the center of my web too, flirt. Or I can see the future too." I can see the future too. "You can," Sim laughs. "Well, you must not be very good at it either." You try to explain. You tell him it's kind of like remembering, but in your dreams. It's happened ever since you were a little kid, like you remember things that haven't happened yet. You admit that some of them are pretty rough, like visions of people dying. Sim nods in agreement as you explain. "Some gardeners have this ability," he says, "but it takes hundreds, even thousands of years to develop. It seems you were born with it." "I can't tell you how this future sight works," Sim continues. "To be honest, I don't even know. But if you're curious..." He's clearly grappling with something and not just the sluggishly bleeding wound in his chest. His voice drops. "You might look for answers under the light of the wormhole and glow," he confesses. You press him for more, but he begs you simply leave him to handle his injury in peace. So there's another hint to go out and glow and check under the light of the wormhole. We may have to do that. So let's see. I think this is a dead end. So we'll just grab that item and check on this Nomi event. You hear Nomi shouting for help nearby. Just stroll over there. It's probably fine. No, we're gonna run over. You sprint to the sound of distress. Nomi seems to have fallen headfirst into some kind of Nomi-sized flower. Is it eating them? It's engulfing Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them down further. You could use your plas cutter to cut them out of there if you could figure out what parts of this creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling, and you hear muffled sounds of distress from inside. You have to try. Save Nomi in Animals Challenge, normal difficulty. Double card to the right, neat. All cards to the right become blue. So if I did something like that, wow, big numbers. Maybe I'll save that one, so then I can get some really big cards. Instead, I'll do something like 6, 5, 4. I know it's not a 4, it's a wild though, so it's a 4. Actually, what are you? You're a 5. So we could do that. 5, 5, pseudo 5. Which was better? 25 versus 28. This one is better. I probably don't give enough credit to the wild number cards. +1 on skill challenge. That's always a great one that's good to play when available. Ooh, this is going to play out well. +6 if the card on the left is blue, and then I can double this. So this changed it from a 4 to a 10, and then I double it to a 20. I doubt I'm going to beat that. And I guess we'll just toss in a random 3. Whatever, we're going to super beat the goal. Okay, this can turn the card to the left to be wild in suit, not in number. Or card to the right, not left. What am I talking about? Plus one for each gem card. There's only a single gem card, but that could bring this up to a 4. So if I did something like 4, 4, 4, I guess that way makes more sense. Yeah, that's reasonable. Autoplay Fairy. Can I improve things at all? That's fine. Hey, best score. Got some animals, that's good. And some kudos. You delicately slice the lyre flyer at the underside of the base of its flower, which you guess is the creature's neck. Up close, it actually looks more reptilian than plant-like. Just a little nick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Nomi spills forth in a flood of digestive juices. Ew, 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 yuck! My outfit, stupid flower! Nomi stomps and shakes their fist at the flower, which lurches away on a fat snake-like body. Right? I don't really want to do all of these bushbub events, because I remember we ran into, like, I don't know, 4 of them last time we were here, and none of them were particularly unique or interesting. So, I think I'm going to just skip those. And just keep collecting stuff until I get to the boss event. A lot of good collectibles this exploration session, though. And of course, the boss event is a bushbub event. Alright, what's your deal? You hear Dis shouting from nearby to come quick and look at this. You meet up with Dis on a curiously clean part of the path. There's no twigs, pebbles, bits of grass, or the ubiquitous Dorba's mouth scales that litter this area. It's almost like it's been swept clean. And there, in the middle of a perfect circle, 3 meters wide, is what you could only describe as a shrine. A hollow, waist-high structure made from twigs and packed spark snow forms the centerpiece, and around it are deliberately spaced piles of colorful fruit, flowers, and glittering stones, like an offering. Did you make this, investigate it, or stake it out and wait? Or pray at the shrine. Stake it out and wait would be the challenge. It's an easy challenge, and it's perception, which means we would get perception skill, which we don't actually need. So, I don't know, I guess stake it out and wait. Don't have a better answer. I doubt Dis made it. That seems out of character for him. -1 to challenges, and you locked it in place. So for 3 rounds, I'm going to be getting a -1. Awesome. Thank you. But +1 to red cards, so... There. Next round, I get another -1. 3, 4, 5... I don't have a 6. But I could go there. Sure. Next round. We've already met the super goal. Alright. Toss in a bunch of these 4s. And something like that. Ooh, we're +2 to cards with gems. That turns these into 6s. Which is cool. You are in an unfortunate spot. I could do something like that. I don't know. That gets the flush bonus, but that doesn't help much. Oh, and I've got this 9 that I'm, for whatever reason, not using that I definitely should be. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it still didn't think that using the 9 is good. Why would you put the wild there? Huh. Seems really strange. Whatever. 37 is good. +2 perception doesn't matter. More perception doesn't matter. You hang out for hours but don't discover anything except how boring an idea this was. This takes a nap. You're almost falling asleep when something shuffles into the clearing. It's a bush bub. It crawls slowly along the path. It stops to pick up a pot flower. It stops to pick up a stone. When it arrives at the shrine, it carefully places the flower in the pile of flowers and the stone in the pile of stones. Then it picks up the stone and repositions it, just so. You wonder if this creature is somehow religious, or is it trying to attract a mate with this little show of decor? There's so much you don't know about the animals that live here. Let's just go home. We've already grabbed all of the stuff, all the collectibles, and all the events I cared to see. On to Late Dust. Late Dust is Cal's birthday, so we'll have to be sure to give him a gift. This is squatting at the edge of the colony, staring off into the wilderness, with his arms wrapped around his knees. It doesn't matter, he mutters. Soon I'll be gone, and then you'll be gone. He puts one hand on the ground. We'll all be gone eventually, but this planet will still be here. We've now got a bunch of these medicinal roots, so you can have one. His eyes light up when he sees your gift. Whoa, he says, taking them from you with uncharacteristic delight. Are these pieces of a jelly arc root network, or is it a dormant butterfly bush? Where did you find these? Alright. Hey, base. Yeah, still don't have anything to give you. When's your birthday? Mid-wet. Okay. Yep, we've seen that one, and you still only like eggs, which is really unfortunate. You and Tang are talking when a group of children bumbles boisterously past you. Tang rolls her eyes. I've always prided myself on not acting like other teenagers, she says. I'm simply not like other teenagers. Nomi's doing in their sketchbook, but looks up with a big smile as you approach. They turn up their ears, speak. Hi, Selene, what you doing? Me, I'm just practicing drawing hands. It's really hard. All the tutorials say that everything is just made up of shapes, but I don't get it. They extend their hand to you, fingers outstretched. How is this made up of a prism and 5 cylinders? It bends. I'm not an artist, but from what I've heard, drawing hands is super hard. Hey, Rex? Rex looks around the colony, scratching idly behind his ear. When he sees you, he smiles so wide his tongue lolls out of his mouth. Hey, Selene, what you got going on? Hey, Mars? Mars surveys the colony like a queen regarding her subjects. I've been thinking about ways to improve this trash heap, she says. The problem is getting people to listen to my ideas. They still think I'm just some kid. She scoffs, as if. If they think of me as a child, they'll be all the more surprised when I'm running this place. Hey, Cal. Cal's at the door of the barn, pulling on a pair of stretchy gloves. Palomina's calving, he says, by the way of explanation. Gotta get in there and make sure everything's going okay. Do you need me? Yeah. It's your birthday, and I've got bobber fruit, right? Yes, Late Dust. Good. Oh wow, that looks delicious, Cal exclaims. Thanks for the birthday gift, Selene. You know I love to eat. Alright, he's taking a break. We've read that one. Are you eating and drinking enough? Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Maybe I'll do more robotics lab. Don't want to do that every time, and don't want to explore every time, but I am trying to get specific events. You're heading back to your quarters at the end of the day, and as you pass by the medbay, you hear shouts and scrambling from within. Several surveyors have come back with serious wounds, not the usual broken limbs and sunstroke. One of them is holding a towel to her own leg, staunching blood flow from a massive animal bite. Another looks nearly blinded from acid. It looks like chaos in there. We have awesome biology, so we're going to help out. Gosh, it's a good thing you were here. Triaging and getting the most badly wounded into the medbeds is difficult, and the others need traditional medical attention while they wait. It's hectic, stressful work, but you're able to keep your head and provide assistance. Good work in there, Selene, Chief Engineer Instant says. You know, with how this colony's grown, I could use an assistant nurse here, someone I can trust to take care of things while I'm working in the lab. Come back next month and give me a hand if you're interested. I don't think I've ever seen that option. So that's cool. It's not really the direction I want this character to go. But it's cool. +1 for each gem on other cards. So I would turn these into 5s. Almost. +2 for each gem on other cards. So that would turn this into a 6, which is now a 7 because of stuff. Alright. We'll go with that, I think. Yeah. Oh, use the ferry, just in case. Oh, that got us up to a 52. Oh, right, I didn't even notice that card. Okay. And I need to, because that's a great card. Win. Alright. Bunch of engineering, which we don't care about, some creativity, a whole bunch of kudos, and a bit of stress. Alright, early wet.